3, 2, 1. We're ready. Are you ready? She's ready. This is Gabriel with stress relief for everybody. Everyone, teachers, Facebook community. And I'm happy to be live today. It's been about a week and a day or something like that I haven't been live. And that's pretty much because I've been busy, or productive, better said. I've been productive with the 5-day EFT Basic Recipe Workshop. And I just want you guys to know that I have updated that. And now it is a 1-day, 90-minute workshop. Yeah. So, a lot of people are like, well, 5 days, I don't have enough time. You do have time. Because the 5-day workshop is just 30 minutes a day plus 15 minutes for Q&A, over 5 days. And it's some bite-sized pieces so it doesn't interrupt with your flow, with your full day or whatever you got to do. But some people see 5 days and they're like, oh no, I can't do that. And again, all about the mindset, right? The belief system. So I've updated that so that I can provide those who want to get it done like now. I've updated it to a 1-day, 90 minutes EFT Basic Recipe Workshop. Well, we get it done in 1 day. All the key elements that you need and the full basic tapping recipe to get you experiencing what it's like to release that emotional disturbance and to revitalize your body's energy. And if you want to eliminate, your anger, your depression, your fear of, a phobia, physical pain, whatever the disturbance is, the 1-day, 90-minute Basic Recipe Workshop is for you. We got it done like that. And keep in mind that I provide this service freely to 10 people a month. It is a paid service, but I pay it forward to 10 people a month because some people I just want to help. It makes me feel good, to be appreciative of whoever I can and grant them a seat when it is available. So keep that in mind as today, which is Wednesday, December 1st. Wow, the year is almost over. But that doesn't mean that your life is over, which is the great news. Emotions do not have any culture, any flag, other than it is an emotion, especially the ones that keep us trapped and stuck in life. So today, I want to talk about that, the feeling of failure. And because we started with COVID regular flavor, we went to COVID 2.0. Now we got the transformer COVID that's starting to circulate globally. The Omicron, this is crazy. But that just blew people's stress levels again to the roof. People are freaking out. They're afraid of becoming zombies. And because of that, there's more separation between brain and heart. There's more feelings of lack and desperation. There's more feeling of scarcity because, our supply chain is stuck somewhere out in somebody's coast, whether it's East Coast, West Coast America, whether it's a Pacific, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, doesn't matter. There seems to be lack everywhere. So people are starting to really feel, bad about stuff, getting all desperate, and the feeling of failure is huge. And I want to be able to provide you with a tapping solution today that'll at least start to bring down that stress levels and help you build up that confidence. Because believe me when I tell you, there's abundance regardless of what we're being told. So the negative phrase, I feel like a failure, a loser, an idiot, a dummy, irresponsible, foolish. I feel bad, ashamed, incompetent. I hate. I feel weird. I feel disappointment. I feel lazy. I feel bored. I feel ugly. I feel useless. Wow, the list is long. These are common. And you know, they're as common as the positive side of those words. The opposite side of those words are positive. And all these positive sides, we desire to feel that and to state that loudly, but we're fearful. We're feeling down. We're feeling like failures. So how many times in your lifetime have you felt like a loser? I felt like a loser many times. Like nothing and nada you did was worth it, you know, like nothing was right. Well, now imagine how your inner persona, that little voice inside your head, you know, it talks to you every day. It makes you believe all that junk. It has you agree like 100% of these thoughts. When we practice this type of language, we are just self-sabotaging every magnificent part of who you are, we truly are. We're all spiritual beings living in a physical body. We're not the opposite. We're not a physical being waiting to die and forget that we ever existed. I've had my battles with turning it around, and feeling failure was common and acceptable when it was, not no more. So I want to share my experiences with you so that you can turn it around, you know, using EFT Energy and benefit from these lessons. So I know, you know, what a downward negative spiral is like. And that's what we do. We spiral downwards. And since working with my own energy, practicing my own heart and brain coherence, in other words, feeling more connected, feeling more whole, all right, things have changed. So don't get trapped in the emotional vortex and go, you know, deeper into these energetic problems without an exit. Okay, when this happens, you must quickly shift. You got to shift. You got to pivot that energy back to coherence and balance. What I do when life throws rocks at my head, okay, I journal. I write things down. I got like 6 books. And, you know, it helps me get my brain back to having clarity of self. It helps me, you know, be aware of my possibilities. Instead of dwelling on problems, I look for solutions. I keep it positive. I keep working on solutions. And that's just attracting abundance. That's just attracting, you know, positivity. And it actually works. I mean, really, you know, if you got a negative side and you manifest negativity, you know, you gotta believe somewhere that you can attract the same thing, positivity in your life. So nowadays, you know, people also have a smartphone. If you don't like to write things down, you can create a digital voice journal. Why not? It only takes 2 minutes of your busy day. So this starts to help you to start, you know, to stop that madness and get to focusing on the small daily wins. Okay, we all need that. You don't have to wait for the big win. A lot of people do that. That's called procrastination. Every day, do something. Take one step at a time and consider that a win, whatever it is. I mean, if you woke up and put your feet on the ground, man, consider that a win. Because a lot of people don't wake up where you did. And then I start to do my EFT tapping to release the negative vibes and get feeling supernatural again. We are supernatural. You just got to believe that because it is true. You know, we have this innate ability that we don't know how to tap into. Why? Because we've been distracted all our lives and all that, you know, all that crazy stuff that we call education or knowledge. You know, we were taught to be how we are, and we've been distracted from our innate abilities to become supernatural, super abundant, super wealthy, super healthy, super wise, simply by learning how to eliminate all that stress, focusing on elevated emotions, and attracting all of that positivity back into our lives. And that's what human beings can do. I mean, we have this ability. So the following are set up phrases that I have recently used on myself. Okay, so let's get you feeling awesome again with 7 minutes. It takes 7 minutes to help you feel awesome with EFT tapping. 7 minutes. You just got to learn how to do that. Once your brain starts to adapt to this, you're not gonna want to go back to negativity. You're just not gonna focus on that. You're gonna focus on solutions, possibilities. So these are setup statements for feeling failure. And they're very powerful for your subconscious, because you don't speak to your conscious mind here. We're going to be talking to your subconscious mind. Now, it is useful to be specific with the negative inner thoughts before tapping into positive ones. You want to start to focus and tune in to that I feel failure of feeling. For example, even though I feel incompetent, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel less than my potential, or you can say, even though my vibrations are low right now, even though I got discouraged and kicked my own ass, even though I feel off and start to doubt myself, even though I feel alone and miss being with my family. I do. Okay, so you tap what you tune in, and you keep repeating that 3 times until you're done, and then you stop. And then you're going to rate that intensity. You're going to rate that truth. How truthful on a SU scale from 0 to -10 is that intensity? Is it a -10? Is that your truth? Is you feel this way on a -8? How heavy is it? How much does it weigh on you? Then you write that down. You want to be able to note this and jot it down as you're doing it. And then after you do this first full round, excuse me, you want to be able to re-tap, okay, your affirmations, okay, acknowledging, affirming, and accepting them, all right, until they disappear, until it goes down to at least a -2 to a 0. And once you do your 3 setup statements, you want to go into the discouraging statements, okay? And you want to start at the top of the head. You want to tap into your corner of your eyebrow, side of the eye. You want to tap under the eye, right here between the nose and the lip, on your chin area, your collarbone, under your arm. And then you're going to take a deep breath right from the diaphragm, and you're going to pause it. And you're going to start releasing all that negative energy, all that stress. You'll start to feel it. You just really do. You know, and it doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. It actually happens, which is the beautiful part. So after you get rid of that, now you want to do a second round. Okay, you want to bring in some of those true positives with the setup statement. You want to now feed your subconscious, rewire your brain, okay, with the positive statements, what's going to get you going past that, what's going to build you up. So you may say something like, even though I am feeling discouraged, I surrender and open my heart to bring to my awareness all the things that fill me with joy. All the things that fill you with joy. You know, even though I am feeling discouraged, I am open to receive blessings from the universe. Even though I am feeling discouraged, my vibrations have been down. I assist them to rise higher and higher. Even though I allow the energy of love and gratitude to flood my being, or I embrace the energy of inspiration to lift me up. I allow pure joy to flow to me and through me. I forgive anyone who had anything to do with me feeling down. Those affirmations, that go straight to your subconscious. They start to get rewired, and you start to see that difference immediately. You just gotta release the energy, the bad energy. and let your central nervous system start recirculating again, connecting to positivity, having heart and brain coherence. So I focus on things that make me happy. For example, I get happy while listening to Latin jazz music. I love that. Or modeling after, let's say, Gordon Ramsay, because I like to cook, I like to dabble. So I can learn, how to create great flavors. Makes me happy. What makes you happy? You can try it on anything that makes you feel great. The whole trick here, the whole secret, law of attraction, is to keep yourself, sustain yourself in an elevated emotion. Happiness, gratitude is one of the best ones to start conditioning your body to receiving, abundance ahead of the experience. Thankfulness, compassion, joy, freedom, bliss. Those are elevated emotions. And you can't even argue with the fact that those are much better than feeling angry, sad, guilt, resentment. You don't want to feel those things. That's why you want to tap them out of your system. So you get to do that, all right, and try it. Try it on anything. Additionally, when I feel like a failure with money issues, these are my EFT setups. I believe many newcomers struggle in this one area from time to time, okay? And with a little persistence, you can train your brain to accept that new and empowering positivity. For example, even though I sometimes have trouble with money, I choose to handle money more wisely, and I'm open to adapting new ways. Even though I sometimes have trouble with money, I feel like I can't manage my money, I forgive myself for everything and I let myself off the hook. Okay? Even though I feel like an idiot who can't handle my money, I forgive myself for everything. I let myself off the hook. Even though I feel doubt and stop believing in myself, I love and accept myself fully and completely anyways. Even though I feel overwhelmed by money troubles, I am confident that my life is turning around and I am the creator of my life. Now let's bring this to the positive side now. So you start with the negative, you tune in, you rate it, and then you bring in this positives. Even though I made a big mess of my finances, I release the need to kick my own ass. I surrender to the energy of creative solutions. Even though I made a big mess with my finances, I surrender to the exciting opportunities and solutions coming to me. That's a good one. Even though I made a big mess of my finances, I surrender to the flow of money and resources coming to me now. I surrender to the Creator to bless me in surprising and joyful ways. I exude passion, purpose, and prosperity. I release any resistance to receiving all the good God has for me. I trust in the divine timing. I choose to turn over a fresh new leaf and learn from this moving forward. I choose to honor my magnificent self in every way. I choose to forgive myself and everyone else. I am benevolent and have much love to share. Thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. So these are powerful statements to make when you are feeling a sense of failure with money issues. You affirm and accept that, and then you affirm and accept your positive affirmations. And now you're really rocking and rolling. Now you can get back up with elevated emotions. And now you can really kick ass, not your own, but life. As you passionately move, your mountains to manifest and sustain your superpowers. Really, we are supernatural in so many ways. We have yet to discover that. But be patient. Tap the energy centers, okay, for rebalance. All right, and go about your sayings, just to sustain the elevated emotions. which protect and manifest your desires without judgments or criticisms. Don't judge yourself. Don't criticize yourself. This is what keeps you down. Stay up, stay motivated, because as long as you are creating, okay, a positive energy field around you, you attract abundance. That's science fact, it really is. But it takes practice, and you gotta believe it. You know, you gotta believe enough to do it, and you'll see the results. Just be patient with yourself. It takes a little bit of practice. Practice becomes a habit becomes a personality trait, and then a personality becomes, you know, who you are. You become this. So thank you so much for this. Love and energy to everybody. Now please note, when doing EFT tapping on your own, if you aren't able to completely heal the issue you're working on, I recommend working with an experienced EFT practitioner. If you decide to do this, you know, and this is the best course of action for you and you'd like to work with me, let me know. Come visit me at Stress Relief for Teachers, you know, on Facebook, or find me based on my name. Send me a messenger, you know, an inbox, and I'll answer your questions. The emotional freedom techniques that I cover based on, you know, feeling failure is I help you eliminate blocks to success, increase your prosperity, switch on the law of attraction, affirm abundance, EFT Energy. Remember, I help 10 people a month for free. I love doing that. I want to do that. I continue to do that. But this is also a paid service. So book your one-day, 90-minute EFT Basic Recipe Workshop today. Like, share, and subscribe, you know, and let me know if you have any comments or questions. I want to be able to talk to you. It's just a conversation. Do not be afraid of failure. Failure is feedback in life that moves you forward. Don't get stuck believing that junk. Believe that you are greater than that, and you'll see the results happen. Thank you so much, you know, for your participation today. And your poll question, which area are you low in energy? Let me know. Let's have this talk. Thank you so much. I look forward to hearing from you. You guys have a great day, and bye-bye.